Hey guys, so don't mind my bad hair, don't care corona hair job I have going on today. But I'm feeling a little bit better, so I wanted to go over one of the things that a lot of people have told me that I really need to talk about because it could be really beneficial, and it's actually how I organize my medical records. I actually organize my medical records by paper, no matter what I'm doing. So I just picked up like this binder one day because I thought it was kind of cute. It's big enough to hold everything I have so far from the last year. So I'm keeping just a year's worth of medical records. That's when my issues kind of started, was a year ago. The one thing I would recommend is if you're going to do tabs, which I do recommend, make it so you can change these because you're not going to want them the same all the time. So I've had to like scratch out and change some things around. So like I have like some first aid stuff on the first tab in case somebody, wants to take a look at it, and some different things that they can help with. I have all my medical contacts. So when I go to the doctor's office and they want to know, who is who and which doctor, and they want their fax number and their address and all that information. I have all of that right here in my medical contacts. I try to keep that updated with both past and new doctors. So that way, when the new doctor says, hey, I actually want the medical records from when you saw this doctor once months ago, then not only will you have it in your book, but you'll have the information for them to contact them. I have had doctors that have wanted to contact other doctors about things. I also have a tab that is nothing but like information that's been given to me. So anytime a doctor gives me information or the hospital gives me information, I pop it in just into a sheet, and for each time, and I have that in there. So that way, I have all the information available to look over, or for family to look over, because sometimes they're curious about certain diagnoses. I also have my medical records divided up right now between, I used to just have my imaging results, my testing results, which testing is like blood testing, things like that. And then imaging, of course, like CT scans, MRI. And then I just had my medical records. But now I have a summary of my medical records, I really recommend doing this. I have for every month written what my understanding of what happened that month medically is in under it. So I have from all the different months so far. Sorry, I don't have all my papers and sleeves yet. Written down. That's important mainly for me because I can look and go, okay, yeah, this happened. So that's where that medical record's going to be, is in that month. Because I have everything sorted from the beginning to the current. So current's always in the front. And I have my medical records from doctors, like specialists, my primary care doctors, if I get like a consultation, testing, things like that. And then I have emergency room and ambulance records. So those are separated just because the emergency room records usually aren't going to be focusing on diagnosing. They're just focusing on the situation at that time. So I decided to separate those. I used to have them all together, but it's just easier for the doctors to be able to look at them separately, I found. The only other thing I have in here is I did put a section for other medical records because I do have like some forms that some doctors have filled out for like insurance purposes that are good medical records to keep and other doctors to look at. So I have that in there as well. It's a little unorganized right now. I need to get like a new tab sheet and completely redo this. But I basically just print everything out. So if I go to the doctor, some of my doctors I've been seeing now, they don't put their medical records online. So a lot of times you can make like an online account and you can request directly online from the medical records department, or it might be something that you might have to you can call the office and request medical records. Sometimes they'll print them out for you, but a lot of times you have to contact the medical records office, which is usually going to require, sorry, I'm having a lot of word aphasia today. it's going to require you to fill out forms and go there, or fax, or a lot of them have email now, so that's really convenient. But really, just wherever you go, you need to know how to get the medical records and get them quickly, and print them out, put them in paper, and then also save them on your computer. I have a special folder that's just all my medical records, and I just save them by date and what they are. So I have like emergency room date, and then I'll have like Dr. Donaldson date and that kind of stuff there. So that way I have them all digitally and on paper. Why have them on paper? Because when you go to the emergency room because something really weird is happening and you're uncomfortable and you don't want to explain to the doctors what's going on, hand them this. Clicking on dates of services and trying to figure stuff out from an electronic medical records from somebody who has worked with electronic medical records is a pain in the butt. They take forever to load. Sometimes they don't have all the information. You don't want to sit there clicking all day, so you're only going to look at a few of the records. This way they can just flip right through it. They can know exactly what's going on, and you're going to get a much better experience medically, especially when you're going to a new doctor. You can have all your medical records sent to them, and they will review it and get back to you. Or you can hand them this right in the office, and they can review it right in front of your face. So that is my biggest advice. This is power. This is all of your medical records. And don't just like leave us sitting out in the living room, because I can tell you, your friend Betsy, you know, she says she's all cool with your diagnosis right now, but she might not be tomorrow. And you don't want her getting all that information. It's too juicy in here. But either way, organize your medical records. Organize them by color. Organize them by date. Organize them by alphabet. Organize them by what color shirt you were wearing. Whatever is going to make the most sense for you. Or in your, like, I have mine organized with how my doctors like it, have found to like it. Because I'm mainly making it for my doctors, but it's also for you. So make sure you are able to find the information that you need to find so you can show your doctors. So that's my spiel. Just about medical records are something you should be reviewing anyways. You shouldn't feel bad about requesting them and looking at what your doctor's saying about you, because honestly, I have some records in here that I hate because the doctors weren't listening to me, or I have one that's an ambulance where I was medically abused and the record is just atrocious. But that is something that you are going to have to read. It's something that if you need therapy, if you need acceptance therapy for your diagnosis and your condition, get it. If you need to take your medical records into your therapist office and be like, this is stressing me out, this is what's going on here, do it. Because if you don't read your medical records, you don't know what your doctors are saying about you. And if you don't have this information available, how can you expect them to diagnose you? How can you expect for disability to go easily if you don't have all your records? I'm working with disability insurance right now, and I found out that they didn't have 5 of my emergency records, therapy records from 6 months, and one of my neurologist records that they were denying me just based off of the little bit of information that they had, and they never even got these records and didn't tell me. So keep on top of your medical records. Submit stuff directly to disability. Do what you have to do. And if you guys have questions about how I keep my medical records organized, send me a message, send me a comment. I'll make more videos. I mean, I want to start this from scratch anyway, so let's make a video doing it from scratch. Let me know what you guys want to do. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to my spiel. Peace out and have a good day.